Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to talk about the Walther PPQ Q4 Tactical. This handgun is a polymer striker fire handgun with a threaded barrel, MOS plate so you can put red dot on the top, extended magazine, and all that good stuff. And like any other polymer striker fire pistol, it's reliable, it's accurate, it works. We shot this gun about 1,000 rounds. For the most part, we shot it just like this. We put the suppressor for a little bit. For the most part, just a light and the gun as it is. Before we keep going, I want to say thank you to fiochii. They send us a couple hundred rounds per video, and we put the rest to make sure we have enough rounds so we can talk about the pistol or the accessories. So if you want to support the channel, you want to support fiochii, just hit any of the links in the description below, buy some fiochii ammo and support the channel. So first, let's talk about the ergonomics a little bit. You can see this grip is not very thick, it's not a very big grip, and it works for some people. You also have the option to change your back strap if you have a big hand, big meaty hand, so it fits your hand a little bit better. Find out that as it is, it fits my hand pretty good. You're gonna have this weird grip going with a little bump on the back, some groove there. To me, it doesn't look the best. It doesn't look the best, I'm not gonna lie. Even though looking good always matters, this one works. It fits on my hand, the ergonomics feels really good, and I can shoot this gun pretty fast and accurate. Something else is that the grip is very relaxed. You can see here, the grip is not at an angle like this glove right here. You can see the angle right here of attack allow you to like get more into that grip, but this was a more relaxed grip. That's personal preference, but in my opinion, like getting into the gun a little more, I can control recoil, position targets a little faster. This relaxed grip allow me to be accurate and be comfortable shooting. I bet if I practice and put a bunch more rounds and carry a pistol like this, I will get really fast, very accurate, very proficient. For now, it's more of a relaxed grip like your 1911, your 6-hour 320. For this model, the magazine release is a little paddle like your typical AK, which in this case, a small paddle. It's a little difficult to kind of get that fast. I had to like really break up my grip, get that magazine out, load it, and then grip the gun again. If it was a push button, it would be a little easier to do this magazine reload. There's another version, it's identical to this, that have that push magazine release. I think I'll prefer that if I were to carry a gun like this. Now the magazine release is an ambidextrous slide release, which is really good for righties and lefties. You can just do the same motion with either hand and it works, but it's very large. You can look at it right there. I haven't measured, but that's about 2.5 inches, which is really good. You can find it really easy. You can release that slide very easy when doing the reloads. The problem for me is that if you get into that grip with your support hand really high up, to have as much friction as you could have, you're probably gonna hit that slide release eventually, and that gun is not going to lock back on the last round. You're gonna have to do your reload, put the other magazine and wrap the slide, because that slide is gonna be forward and not looking back. Now, one of the best parts of this gun is the trigger. This is a factory trigger. This doesn't have any aftermarket like most of your gloves out there, and it's a great trigger. It's about 5.6 pound trigger. It have a great break. Let's take a look together. You're gonna have your trigger there. You're gonna have a little take back, a little rolling after that take back, and then you clearly hit that wall. Can you hear that? Then once you hit that wall, all you have to do is break through, and it's very crisp, very short, I think. So this is the reset right here. It goes a little bit, very short, very crisp reset, and once you reset the trigger, it breaks right through. There's no more rolling, there's no more take up. It is a very nice trigger. I actually love this trigger a lot. Maybe one of my favorite out of the factory. It's really good trigger. You're gonna have a 3-slot Picatinny rail on the front where you will be able to add those lights, lasers, I don't know, whatever you want there. We usually keep a light out front because you want to see where you're shooting at night, and during the day, I mean, you don't need it, but it's still there. It doesn't weigh that much. Now we're gonna go up to the slide. And for me, this bore over axis is a little too high. You're gonna have a little chunk of frame right here, but when you grip up in the gun, bore over axis right there. That's something that it's not my favorite. When I'm shooting a gun with this high bore over axis, it's a little snappy in my opinion. Again, I shoot Glocks. The Glock have really low height over axis. The low that slide on that barrel is into your gun. You'll be able to absorb that hit a little bit better. When it's a little higher, you create that leverage where you get a little more felt recoil. Even though it's the same recoil, usually 9mm, similar barrel length, similar bullet, it just feels a little more snappy in my opinion. But because we have that relaxed grip and we have that natural point of aim where you can aim with your index finger, you don't need to get down like this with a glove. You're able to shoot, even you have a little snappiness right there, you're able to go back to the target more naturally. I think it kind of waits a little bit where I can feel more recoil, I need to go back to target, but I can do that better where on my Glock, I think I can control that recoil a little more even though I'm pushing down and it might be not as natural to find the target. At the end of the day, it's your personal opinion. If you get a gun, go out and shoot it, make sure you get proficient, you get comfortable, and you'll be able to tell what you like best. Now we're gonna go to the sight. You're gonna have blackout rear sight. I don't think they're bad, they are easy to find, and on the front you're gonna have a bright red tritium sight. Very easy to shoot with this sight, and you're gonna have your MOS, or you're gonna have your red dot plate where you're gonna be able to attach the most popular like the RMR and the Delta Point. Now the issue we have with this plate, like the 6-hour 320, you have to get rid of those rear sights. You can see the plate is right there and the plate have the rear sights on it, and that might be a con for a lot of people and law enforcement because you won't have the iron sights as backup. For me, as an average shooter, go to the range and use it, call home, I can check batteries, I can make sure my red dot is on, all that good stuff. I don't have an issue with getting rid of the rear sights if everything goes bad and you need to survive and this is all you have with a red dot. Now we're in a little bit of a pickle because at some point, depending how long this is going on, you might run out of batteries and you might need to go find batteries so you can defend yourself. And if you are looking for batteries because you don't have a red dot, you cannot defend yourself when you're looking for batteries, and it's gonna be a bad day. I prefer to have iron sights as backup, even though I probably never use them, but having it there is a peace of mind. And because this is a tactical gun, we will expect them to have iron sights as backup. And then we're gonna have the barrel on the front. It's of course a tactical gun, so you're gonna have your threaded barrel. It's regular twist. You can put your 5x28 thread in there and it works. We put a suppressor on, we shot it. At first we just got a new suppressor, we didn't have a pistol piston, so the gun wasn't cycled correctly, but we didn't set it up correctly, so it's not the gun's fault. And the last thing is gonna be the price for this pistol, which this one is its tactical version, so it's gonna go a little more for your regular carry, your regular pistol. This is around $800 if I'm not mistaken. Of course you can go to a pawn shop, you can buy it used, and it's gonna be way cheaper. I believe we pay about $500 for this one right here, and that's not a bad deal. So here we have the full review, or talking about Walther PPQ Q4 Tactical. We like this gun. We were able to shoot very accurate, very fast. I was able to train a little bit with it, run a little bit with it, and I felt really comfortable. The ergonomics, I just fit really well, where my finger got right into those grooves. The back palm swell goes right inside my palm, so it fits really good in my hand. And you also have back straps and other options that you can use yourself. I like that red tritium sight on the front. It made it really easy for me to kind of line the sights up. Little iffy about this magazine release. I know they have the push magazine release now, but for most guns I have to break my grip a little bit because my hands are not humongous. But for this one I had to break it quite a bit, and I kinda did not like that. I feel like it will take me a little longer to bring the gun back up, instead just being very natural and just be right there. And if I were to have this gun for carry, for duty, for survival, anything like that, I would love to have the rear sights there. You might be able to find some red dots that have the cut witness irons on the back, but the problem is the front sight is gonna be a little too low, so you're gonna need to change the front, make sure they line up and they see you right. So I think it's a little bit hard, and that's something I think you need to watch for. If you like this video, please hit any of the links to the description below. It's gonna give us a small commission without costing you anything. And if you like this video, please hit the like button below. Please subscribe, and see you till next time.